Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. This is probably gonna be one of the very first videos that I post out here, and I wanted to make this so much about the value that I can give rather than just an introduction video. So here I am. Um, I'm Stuti. I'm based in Delhi right now. I was in Dubai for 7 to 8 years, but today I'm going to talk about one of the most asked questions, which is how did I get clients as a freelancer? When I started freelancing, no roadmap, um, no mentor, no business plan, nothing. I just knew I have one skill that people need that I can provide and that can make me money. And I just dived right into it. So today I am going to break it down into the phases that I had in my freelance journey. And this is going to be a very raw, honest chat, not like a hack video or anything, not like super fluffy, not no jargon, nothing. Just me with my experience and my phases of freelancing. So a good idea to grab a coffee and your notes app and let's dive into it. So my first phase of freelancing was actually very simple. I just went out and networked with people and let the message float that I am starting to freelance. And because when you're starting, all you have is your peer group in your network. You have friends, you have family, friends of family, and that's what you got. You don't have a big portfolio, you don't have testimonials. So your first step is to go out to people you know and they can trust you. Now, this could be difficult for people who don't want to basically talk about it till they have done something in it, but that's not how it works. At least in your close group, at least in your close friends, you have to float the idea. So I just started and going around and telling people that, hey, I am now freelancing for social media. If you need social media marketing or management, please let me know. I started doing in the start at very basic pay. It was more about like building experience, portfolio, and having this chance to do a trial and error rather than minting money. It was never about that. I really loved social media. I loved social media, and that's why I started freelancing in it, because I knew I could provide the services that my friends, their friends, and like family businesses need, and like could be a lot of value for them. So I started going around and telling people that I am now freelancing into social media marketing. If you need help, please let me know. And you know what? That worked. I got 3 clients within the inner circle, within friends, and it worked for me. I'll tell you why it did not work later on, but it worked in getting the clients. It worked in me starting to become the freelancer and me starting to doing my own gigs and being self-employed that I had intended to. And this was 7 to 8 years back from now. So it really did work. So your first step has to be your network and your peer group, but you cannot always rely on it. And that's what takes us to the second phase of my freelancing journey. So now, my real game changer happened when, so my real game changer happened when I signed up on Fiverr. Yes, on Fiverr. A lot of people think it's a cheap platform, you can't really trust, you don't get the kind of money that you get paid, but that's all wrong. I made such good clients with Fiverr that it just changed my whole game of freelancing. In a minute, I'm going to take you through the all the things that I did to be successful and to basically get clients with Fiverr. So I picked one service. I did not dabble into everything I could. At the time when I was doing my the time when I was in my second phase of freelancing, I'll break it down in the next video that why I call it phase one and phase two, because I had a break in between. But in my second phase of freelancing, I could do multiple things. I could do content writing, I could do copywriting, I could do social media, I could create content, I could edit reels, I could make basic graphics on Canva. But I did not confuse my ICP, which is ideal client profile, with all of these services, but rather I picked one, which was social media marketing and management, and encapsulated all these services into that one service. So it really helps when you have like one skill, one service that you can provide to multiple people. So this was aimed at small businesses, big businesses, personal brands, professionals, artists, everybody basically. Second thing that I did was I spent hours on Fiverr. Now, you can't go and pitch for projects on Fiverr. What you can do is you can keep sitting on your gigs, honing them, refining the language, updating your thumbnails. And I used to go and look at so many other freelancers and what they are doing, how they are pitching, how their services are. And you know what? That really helps the platform read your profile, the algorithm to recognize you, and then it starts showing you to people who are looking for freelancers in your niche or in your service area. So that really helped me. I spent at least 2 to 3 hours on Fiverr every day when I knew that I need to get clients from here. Next thing was I did not treat Fiverr like just a platform where I can give top line information. I treated Fiverr as my personal website. All the gigs were clearly mentioned. There were my pictures, there were testimonials, I had uploaded my portfolio. So you can't treat Fiverr like this one gateway where people can just land and come to you. That happens, sure. But you have to come out so credible on that platform so that people can trust you, pay you, because they have to pay you in advance. They can pay you. And because I was super focused on my niche, on my gig, and spending time on Fiverr, I did start getting clients. I did start getting leads, and I converted um, all of the leads that I wanted to work with. And I had to even start rejecting people saying that I am at capacity, which is a lesson that I want to convey. Also, I realized that it is not about getting clients in freelancing. It is about retaining them, fulfilling them, and not losing them because you couldn't manage. So I have a couple of lessons with my freelancing journey that I really want to talk about. So let's dive into those. Realize that only Fiverr is also not going to be enough, because when people find your profile, they tend to go to social media platforms to check what you're actually doing. That's when I started building my personal brand also. So I went on Instagram, I started creating content on marketing, social media marketing. I started reporting trending audios, trend spotting. I started basically putting out content that would really help my ICP to work on their socials or to come to me to seek help. In this way, people outside Fiverr also started getting in touch with me. Also, I was also exposed to people who were looking for my services, but obviously were not on Fiverr. But yeah, so this is what happened. So quickly, my client base became a mix of clients from Fiverr and from my personal brand. That is people who reached out to me through LinkedIn or through Instagram. So now, after doing Fiverr and personal branding, I realized that even this is not enough. So that's when I introduced cold emailing. I started emailing brands I wanted to work with, personal brands I wanted to work with. So for me, a sustainable freelance lead generation model is Fiverr, your personal branding, and cold emailing. Now, you don't have to get overwhelmed that you have to do all at once. I did not do it like that. I started off with one thing, then I introduced the second, and then I introduced the third one. So you can't do everything at once. You have to first check what works. If Fiverr is working for you for longest period, please do it. Fiverr was working for me for the longest period, but then it just stopped and I couldn't go into a slump. So that was really helpful. But there are a couple of lessons that I have learned during my freelancing journey, reasons why it worked for me and the reasons why it did not work for me. So I'm gonna list out a few lessons that I learned during my freelancing journey in the next phase now. I did freelancing for 2.5 years, and I loved that time. Um, but yeah, there were some key lessons that I think everybody should keep in mind if you're trying to become a freelancer or already are one. Number one, discipline is everything. If you cannot be disciplined, if you cannot show up on time, if you cannot block time to work, if you let flexibility of freelancing get to your head, it's not going to work. Discipline is everything. You still have to be in a routine. People confuse freelancing with not needing to work. That's not true. You still have to show up. You still have to show up on calls. You still have to deliver work on deadlines. Discipline is everything, because there's literally nobody asking you to work. If you don't work tomorrow, the client can leave, and that's about it. The second lesson is quality above everything. Please do not compromise on your quality because you are taking multiple clients. It cannot happen, because that directly correlates to your skill, to your service, and the value you provide. So never compromise on quality, even if you have to work with fewer clients at the start. Next lesson is, don't hesitate to build a team. You do not have to do everything by yourself after a point of time. If you think you have leads, if you think the clients are coming in, if you think you are at capacity. For example, I made sure that I handle only 3 clients in 1 month, because I knew if I go above and beyond that, either I will have to work 18 hours a day, which I do not want to, or my quality is going to go down. So I did not do that. But the mistake I did was, I did not build a team. I did not grow from there. When clients were coming in, I said no, rather than I should have taken them on board, but also hired people, also hired skillful people to keep that going. So don't hesitate to build a team and go from 1 to 4 if you have clients and if you have leads coming in and if you know that you can retain them. So never basically back down from building a team. Now my fourth lesson is, also never stop lead generation. e- Even if you're at capacity with your team, never stop creating content or being on Fiverr or cold emailing, because you never know. People might not even be looking for you at your full capacity. They might need you for a short-term project, or it might be a good networking opportunity. Floating the word around never gives you harm. So if you're starting out, my advice is simple: pick one skill that you're really confident with. Could be photography. Talking about creative. It could be photography, it could be website, it could be coding, it could be social media, it could be copywriting. But start with one service. Don't hesitate to go out on to reach out to your peer and let them know about it. Then you go to outside platforms that can help you get clients, and then you start cold emailing as well. Never back down from generating leads, and never back down from building a team if you need. Please remember, discipline is everything. Quality wins all. You have to deliver quality consistently if you want to succeed as a freelancer. So, if you're just starting out as a freelancer, I hope this video gives you some value. And moving on, I'm planning to do breakdown videos on what I did on Fiverr, what I did in personal branding, how do you retain clients, um, what is marketing, first of all, and how can you provide services into marketing, what is remote working. So if it is something that you want to know about, please let me know in comments. And hey, if you have started freelancing, I wish you all the best. I hope you do the best. Please deliver good work, and if you like this video, please let me know. See ya. Bye.